Okay?
Okay.
So don't lose hope. And for you, like I said, the word loftiness seems to follow you. And you will have this show up probably in your wife. May or may not. But when it does, all it means is a step back and go do meridian tapping. Even though she's acting this way, even though I have to see her this way, even though I believe she's doing this, and I said it 3 different ways because they are points of view. Because you have to remember we are sensory beings. And through our eyes and our ears and all of the other senses, we are perceiving how this person is coming in. We also have an RTJP, which is the right temporal junction parietal lobe, and it thinks what other people think. So you see how they act, you think that they act a certain way, and then there is, I forgot, another way of healing, or another way of looking at it. But there's all of these perceptions, all these points of view that you can disconnect, and because you got, like I said, you created it at 2 years old, that this is the way it is. You defined it, you put a decision on it. Now as an adult, it becomes limited, which interferes with the foundation of who you're trying to become, because you're growing. And totally see that. They are very proud of you for growing. And if you start healing, I'm going to ask them specifically, what are you wanting to heal besides loftiness? When you go to mwreveal.com, you're going to go to Healing Tools, and you're going to look for Meridian Therapy. Or Meridian Therapy, sorry, Hope Therapy. Hope Therapy. Now, there's a code that I have to give you, but I will tell you that I also put these videos up on YouTube. Okay, and we'll put that link, you know, if you email us, I'll send you the link. Otherwise, it's YouTube.
Sure will.
Otherwise, it's youtube.com/medicine woman, the letter A in there, medicine woman, the number 4 and the letter U. But what I want you to do is in the middle of your palm, either palm, you can press hard or soft, but you're going to put your pointer finger there, and you're going to place your palm of your hand, and you're going to rest your fingers on top of your head. So you're going to actually put your hand on your forehead and your hairline. And then you're going to think about loftiness in every direction. Put it on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being, oh my God. The freshest experience is the better, which means, let's say it just happened at work and somebody was lording themselves over you. You can go, oh my God, yes, and then you focus, focus, focus. You can stare it down, and then it'll break. Okay, you may have to do that with all the people, or just how you know who loftiness is. And then what will happen is that your brain will shut up. You won't hear it go, blah, 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 and the emotions won't be so intense. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's clear in here. Give it a little bit. If you pick it back up that you see lofty again, go back and put your finger in the middle of your palm, stick your hand on your forehead and your hairline, and think of that fresh experience until it gets to 0 and the color white. You'll be amazed at how you're repatterning your brain so that you can actually heal that kind of situation out of your foundation. Okay?
Wow. Very good.
And if you need a soul coach, that's what we're here for. You can ask for me or Jen, you know, or the both of us, so you can make an appointment. It's up to you. Otherwise, we do our best to give you healing tools to do it on your own, but we're here if you need us. But again, you know, you have to make an appointment and you have to pay. But
And that's on the website as well?
yes. Yep, go to mwreveal.com and you'll find all kinds of things on there. Okay?
Great.
All right, thank you, dear.
Thank you for
All right, stay
calling.
blessed.
Take care.
Sure.
All right, we'll take the next caller. And the next caller, area code.
720.
You're on the air with Britta, Jen, and Scott.
Hello.
Hello. How can we help you?
Doing?
We're good. How can we help you?
I am going through a lot of changes emotionally and spiritually, and I'm being guided to do like some aromatherapy and stuff like that. I do shamanic healing and stuff like that, and as a practice, working with clients and stuff. And I just am curious about, there isn't anything around me, I live in Denver, so there isn't anything around me that like a college or a school that does this. Would it be a good idea for me to do like online classes and stuff like that, or do you see anything like that for me in the near future, like this year?
Okay, so you want to learn more about aromatherapy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask Spirit. So what I want you to do is you focus on aromatherapy. because there is a part of you that already knows what you'd like to do. And you're asking, since there's nothing around me, is it okay to do it online? Yes. There are some people that, you just ask the universe to line you up. Thank you, Spirit, for arranging this teachings to come your way. And some of them, right now they're showing me a picture of people that probably do maybe blog talk sessions or Skype sessions, and they may tell you, if you already got your oils, this is, smell them, interact with them, or get your books. Now, one of the books that I like, I'm going to have my husband walk over and get it. It's that blue book over there, and get the one below it. It all depends on the people that you want to learn it from. You can contact, let's see, let me have this. Say like Young Living Oils is one. There are so many beautiful oils out there. It's up to you. I also know there's another person that makes their own oils, and they offer classes. So if you go to specific names, or you feel drawn to an aromatherapy class, Google it. Contact the people and say, do you have classes that you do online? I can't remember, Natural Options. And so I called them up, and then they actually can come to you and if you can gather like 10 people, they'll fly to you and teach a class for you. And that way you can start, yeah, they're all over the place. You can go to conventions that do, that caters to the naturopathic world, or the world of natural healings, and there usually is people that have really dedicated their life to doing services like this, and as long as you can gather people that are interested, they sometimes will go to you. Go ahead.
Is there are there metaphysical bookstores around where you are? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a friend who owns one, and she told me to just get a really good book and learn from it.
Right. So then you can start networking. If you put up a flyer, or you ask,
you find
if there's people that you find these people that are willing to travel to you. But if you network through the bookstores and that kind of thing, I mean, that's an obvious way to start networking, gathering people, and then you never know who's going to come to town to work through those bookstores to teach classes also.
So you can use the Golden Lasso, which is a healing tool that you say thank you for the aromatherapy classes, and then you draw it to you. If you start to draw it to you and you feel like, oh my God, it's not going to happen, stop. Go to Meridian Tapping, tap it out, then go back and pull the golden cord. I have a book by Carolyn, Maine, M-E-I-N, and it's Releasing Emotional Patterns with Essential Oils. I love the book. And then, of course, Essential Oils by, it says Reference Guide for Essential Oils, and it's the 7th edition. It's by Connie and Alan Higley. They base it all on Young Living Oils. Again, look online, Google. If you say thank you, Spirit, and just do the thank you therapy or do the Golden Lasso, knowing it's all going to be arranged, you will be guided to go exactly to who you're supposed to be with, so you will get the gems that you need to take you on the next step. So they're saying, yes, it's there, it's waiting, and universe is waiting for you to say thank you for arranging. So,
or a cashier.
Talk to me about the Golden Lasso again. Say that again.
If you go to mwreveal.com under Healing Therapy or Healing Tools, you'll see what the thing called the Golden Lasso. And there's a video, there's also how I typed it all out. But you imagine, you know what a lasso is. Like you're gonna, a cowboy uses. And
or Wonder Woman.
Or Wonder Woman, yes. And so you take the Golden Lasso, and your intention is everything. So if your intention is that you want aromatherapy people, classes that are like-minded, that you can learn from to help you on your path, you take the Golden Lasso, you throw it out there, and you imagine that as you cast it not just in front of you, but it goes all the way around you. And then as you start to pull it in, you're gathering the ones that are in a higher alignment with you, and it's going to be better than you expected, and you're going to learn to guide it. So as you pull it in, and you feel like it's connecting with you, then you just let the universe give you the time limit, okay? It'll choose. Don't say, oh, 2 o'clock Thursday, it didn't happen, therefore no. What you did is you just canceled it out, and it was probably 5 minutes before your miracle. So, just cast it out, look for clues, synchronicity clues, about where you're supposed to go, how you're supposed to do it, who you're supposed to connect with, because there's the 6 degrees to, what do they call it, the 6 degrees
Of Kevin
of
Bacon.
Kevin Bacon, but it's 6 degrees of getting to where you're going. So sometimes just
Somebody
by
knows
dropping
somebody
a line,
who's known somebody who's got this phone number or website, then they know somebody, and it's that 6 degrees
and
of separation.
it makes you laugh, because the one time I was wanting to know people that did this when I first started out. Well, I ended up talking to somebody, and I thought they were into this, and they weren't. So they go, oh my God, you talking about that crazy stuff? Oh, there's a lady over there on this hill. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, she just told me where to go. So when we got done, I realized, don't talk to her about it anymore. And so then I realized where I was supposed to go. So you can get the information. You just have to be open to understand how the synchronicity works and where it points. Okay?
Okay.
Because, yeah, they're there. You just haven't seen them. And I'm just going to tell you this. My mother had cancer back in 1989, and I never knew any healers around me. After she had died, 15 minutes from my house, I found my first healer. And they've been there for 20 years. 20 minutes from my house, there was somebody that had been doing it for 40 years. I'm like, what? Where have you been? And that's how I learned to do the golden lasso, the thanking the universe for arranging it for me. Because sometimes when I'm just in my over-identification of being human, I can close out and not receive the good. Okay? Not being judgmental, it's just that I'm so used to focusing, bringing it in. But when I stepped back and just said thank you, and I learned to look for the synchronicity clues, things just kept popping in alignment for me. Okay?
Okay.
And
I just have to believe in myself.
Well, yeah, you got to create new pathways. Here's a question for you. Say, I have the willpower to believe in myself, and what do you think? Yes or no?
Yes.
Little iffy, maybe? Now say, I have the self-esteem.
I get a little sidetracked, and then I go into fear.
Okay, now...
And then the confusion just sets in and stays there.
You can
and
tap that
all
out.
I need to do is clear that out.
You can...
I'll have the answer.
You can meridian tap out the confusion. You know it, give it a color and a number, tap it out. Get it down to 0 and white. You can also say, I have the self-esteem to do this. Now think that to yourself, I have the self-esteem to do this. Self-esteem has a different motivational chemical peptide which literally supports you, and it's not short-lived where I have the willpower. That is like having a quick cup of coffee and then it burns itself out. The self-esteem says, oh, we're going to tap into this pathway and this memory and the motivation, and you already know how to do it. And then what happens is you end up helping yourself in the long run. So sometimes it's just a matter of words and the way they're defined, okay?
Okay.
And there's some great reference material that Octarine's putting up in the chat room. I don't know if you're in the chat room. Or can get to the chat room for the show tonight, but she's putting up some links and other such things.
Thank you, Octarine.
So it's releasing emotions by tapping. Who wrote that?
The book, Releasing Emotions, Patterns with Essential Oils. You talking about that book?
Yeah, I
It's
can get
Caroline.
that.
It's Carolyn. Caroline Main. MEIN. Okay?
MEIN. Okay, means. Okay.
Yep. And if you were going to release the emotions by tapping, you can go to mwreveal.com, Healing Tools, and under Meridian Tapping, and you can then tap out the emotions.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Happy journeying. Thank you.
Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
All right, so our next caller is,
Area code 954.
and you're on the air with Brenda, Jen, and Scott.
Hi.
Hi.
I was just wondering if I in my career or relationships, is there like